This conference will now be recorded.
Now, yeah. All right. So I was about to share my screen. Hold on, guys. Can somebody confirm you guys are seeing the screen? The VS Code?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we
Perfect.
can.
Perfect. So I know we discussed both the methods about slicing and string operations, but the second method, which is defined by our Python guru, is not really helping all of you. So I'm just going to go with basics again, and let's see if we are able to finish this pretty soon. So again, going back to basics, string 101 that we discussed, right? The day one. Okay, I don't want my name. Somebody new today. Who was it? Adarsh or Ashish? Sorry, Ashish, right? Let me take Ashish. So if this is your input string, okay. Now you guys have to be interactive today, otherwise we will never finish this. So you have to tell me. So if this was my string and I wanted to print ASH only, just by basic stuff, forget about slicing and whatever we have discussed, what would be my, so let's say it was in string name, what would be my statement to do that? Anybody?
It's 0,
Sorry, go ahead. 0,
2.
2. So comma is not a operand in here, right? So maybe you might just,
Oh, sorry, 0:2.
yeah, that's okay. I got it. You meant that. Let's see. So, oh, which is the AR? Forget about this one. So, what did we get? We got AS, but I wanted age also. So you're pretty close. So what we do? 3.
0.
Right, guys? So everybody remember this? This is my first day concept I told you when you are going in this direction and basically you want to print. So basically in this direction, we go 0 to n minus 1. And whenever you provide the second index here, which is the end index, we always go minus 1 to it. So and this is always a starting index. So 0 is my, so let me go ahead and put the numbers, right? So 0, first index is always as such. So that's why we got the A right here. Then now we are saying stop index or end index as 3. So go till 3, but minus 1. So go till 2. So A, S, H, right? So remember, guys, always by heart or whatever you think, this is always the exact index and this is always end index minus 1 is where it will stop printing, right? Now I'm going to add, so what if I do this? Can anybody tell me what will be the output? So basically what I'm, good, yeah. So why Ashish? Because I'm not telling it to stop anywhere. So all I'm saying is stop by the end of string. So let's see if Ashish is the right answer or not. There you go. Perfect. So you guys understood that part. Now let's go to the most challenging part that we've been talking about. Okay, even before going there, I want to make it easy for you. So if I give 5 colon 0, can anybody tell me what will be the output? So let's apply the logic. 5 is the start index, right? End is the 0 index. So do you think this guy would go in reverse?
Oh,
This will be reverse order.
Okay, I got one answer as no, one answer as reverse order. Anybody else before I run it?
H.
Sorry? Shriram, what was the answer?
H.
Error. You saying?
No. Once again.
Sure.
I guess H and A.
Okay, Ashish says H and A. Somebody says no output, and
It's H.
somebody said reverse string.
no output.
And yeah, no output. I got 2 people. What was yours, Shriram? IH.
H.
IH. Okay. So all those people who are saying reverse, why do you think this will go in reverse? See, you're missing the string 101 classes. Okay, let me run it. It should be no output. The reason is, and I think I expected Nikhil you to know that, or maybe I don't know if you only answered no output.
So this is the output. I'm sorry. This will
Yeah,
be
because,
output.
yeah, because you were the one, remember in the first class you told me that out of bounds. This is actually out of bounds
Out of
only.
index.
Yeah,
Out of
exactly. See, the reason is we are not yet giving any negative indexes, guys. That's what I was telling you yesterday, right? The moment you give the negative step value, that is when you do the reverse order. Otherwise, you're always growing from left to right. So now what we're saying, boss, start at 5. And what is 5? It's already end of index, right? So go to 0 or doesn't even matter. Anything after is nothing, basically out of bounds, or you can say space, like you get. So just remember this, guys. You have to remember, unless you give the step value in negative, this will
Negative.
not work. So now can anybody tell me the output? What should be the output now? Now I'm giving a negative step value, sorry. So let me go ahead and put it what I'm talking about. So we're talking about 3 indexes here.
This term should be the reverse.
Okay. Somebody's saying, Nikhil is saying it should be reverse. Anybody else wants to say anything? Tushar,
Yeah, it will
you're
be.
silent today.
My, myself
I
also
was
reverse.
talking but on mute.
Okay, so you're also saying reverse. Sriram also saying reverse. Let's see.
Reverse.
Okay. Are you sure we get the whole string in reverse?
No, that A will be
No.
not there only.
Who was that? Tushar, right? Yeah,
Yes.
that's good. So why will he not be there?
Because I think it's 6. If you keep 6, then A will come.
N minus 1.
Okay. Yeah, let's see what Priyadarshi is saying, if that works. No, Priyadarshi, it's still.
No, it will not come now because that second condition will check and it is saying that
Exactly. Remember, I just see that is a problem. When I introduce this, you guys forget about it. We just talked about it, right? End of index minus 1. Always, guys. Doesn't matter the direction. So it'll not go to 0. It will stop 1 before. And 1 before in this case is what?
Yes.
Right? So the thing is, always, so that's why I'm saying just follow this rule. Don't follow, if you want to, go ahead. I don't know if you understood it yesterday, please use it. This is a very simple one. Now tell me what would be the answer here. Can anybody tell me? Did I mess up
First,
the
reverse of that.
This is reversing completely.
exactly? This will be the whole, what did I do? 1 second, guys. This will be the whole reverse string, because now see, now we have the whole thing. Why is it the whole reverse? Because we are not specifying any value, which means it will go till the end of the string automatically. So it will start at the end, sorry, it will start at the beginning, but in this case that will be h, because it is, we are saying it to do -1, and then it will stop at the end because we're not providing any value. That's how, using this method, we get the reverse of the string. Yeah, go ahead, Nikhil. Got a question?
Why put this double clone over there?
Yeah, so that's what I explained, right? Double means, no, double is, this thing is optional. So remember this. This is the total thing. But everything in here is optional. You can remove all of it and just leave it. If you remove it, it takes by default. That's what sort of is happening right now. So if you, okay, let me even answer your question like this. So except for Tushar, anybody knows what will be the output now? And as you guys know, I'm not picking on Tushar. I know he knows the answer. That's why I don't want him to answer it. So again, going back to basics. Okay, I got one answer as error. Why do you think it will be an error? Okay.
So we did not mention anything else, just starting, beginning, ending.
Yeah, so just apply the same logic what I just gave, right? 2 minutes ago. So no -1. But what I'm saying, this means start of the string, this means end of the string. So it will give the whole string in this order. Let's see. See? Because I'm not, it's actually just good as this only, but all I'm saying is that start at the beginning and end at the end, because I'm not giving any value. And no value means whatever is the length of the string. Yeah, exactly. Now, if I add this, all I'm saying is the exact same thing, but in opposite direction, because my step value has become -1. Let's see. See, exact opposite, exact reverse, right?
Mhm.
So you guys are following me so far? Now we'll talk about the one case that we were confused yesterday. But so far everybody is good, right? I want to understand if there's anybody who
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
understand this.
So the double colon and the -1 puts it
Mhm.
to the reverse.
Exactly, correct. Because okay, let me show it to you.
Again, the reason why we
Mhm.
kept it's empty in between the columns, right?
Yeah, it's basically I'm saying take the
Yeah.
default. That's what it says. If we start giving values, it will start taking that. So let's say if you wanted to give
That's
5,
why it's exactly reversed in an order, right?
right? So what I can do is I can say start at 5. Now it will start here, and then let's see what happens.
So again, if I did not put the column, if I put only the -1, it will be printed the reversal, right?
You tell me, what should it be? Again, remember this, guys. Apply it to here. So now you're saying you're not putting anything here, right? And you're giving this, correct? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, but see, how will interpreter know you're talking about this? Sorry, I messed up the spelling here. Step back. Because you're making it confused. You're basically giving the value of start of index. That is -1. That doesn't even exist, right?
Yes.
So what should be the output?
So is
Error.
Actually, there will be an output, but tell me what will be the output. That again goes back to my first class.
H.
That's correct. Yes. Who was that? Nikhil. Yeah. Because we also learned
Mention
that
-1.
we can be, sorry. Yeah. -4, -3, -2, -1. See? Let me give
Yeah.
more spaces here. So the same indexes can be represented in, what did I mess up now? -4, -3. Oh, sorry. It's 6. I was confused with my name. -5, 4, 3, -2, -1. Exactly. So now you're explicitly saying that start of index is, start of index is -1, which is H. So let's see. There you go. That's how you got H. But here we're not talking about step value. Here we are telling to start at negative index. Now, if you wanted to tell that use this value as step value, you have to give these two values. Either you can give some value in it, or you can give default. That's up to you, right? So now apply the same logic and tell me what will be the answer to this.
Now it will become
No,
3.
hold on. Yeah, I'm still making it. So now tell me what will be the answer. Apply it to this. Apply it to this. All of you guys, not just Nikhil.
Yeah, it will be Isha.
It will be, sorry?
Isha, that IHS.
Isha, okay. ISHA, okay. That's one output. Anybody else thinks anything else?
Yeah, it starts with 3, so will start from I, and then it will reverse the whole thing in an order.
Okay, so I think that's what even Tushar meant. IHSA. Okay.
Yes.
Anybody else who thinks something else? Okay, let's see. There you go. So now you guys are understanding what we've been talking about. So I think this approach is better. Even I felt that way. So let's just continue with that. Now I'm going to add the last part, which threw us all off yesterday. So before I do that, let me put this as 6 and see what happens. Okay, it's still the opposite, right? Because I'm giving, so I'm going to remove this line, otherwise people will get confused. So why did it work with 6? Can somebody tell me?
N-1 concept.
No. That's see, again, you're getting confused now. That only applies to this end of index. This is always the exact value that you give. You know what? I'm going to change this rule for your benefit. You can remember it like this. This will never give you any issues. So start of index is always start of index, end of index is always end. I mean, the second piece to the colon is always end of index -1. And if nothing is provided, that means default till it goes to 0 and step value. So now tell me, what will be the output? Everybody, even Tushar, you can take a stab at this. Will it be error or
Yeah,
will
it
it
will.
be an output?
So,
Somebody said
It
error.
will be the no, it will be the same because we'll see the length is 6. It is going up to that, so it will
Okay.
be printing in the reverse order of the name.
Okay, so somebody's saying reverse order. I think it's Priyadarshi who's saying that.
Yeah,
Okay.
myself also same.
Okay, Sriram also saying same. Okay, so guys, if you would have run this in any other language, I don't know about Java to 100% sure, but maybe Ashish might know, but C, C++, this would have been an error. But the reason it is not an error, Python knows what you're trying to do and see, it prints it. So even though 6 doesn't exist or it's out of bound here, but it helps you, it understands what you're trying to do and it works with that. So just remember that. So even if you put 8 here, it shouldn't matter. See, it knows that my length of the string is maximum is 5 only. I mean 6 only, n-1 concept. But I can take 8 or 9 or anything because anyways I'm not printing that. I'm printing only junk characters. But in C, C++, this would have been error. So that's good. Now,
So,
yeah.
I have
Means
Mr.
Ankit, we can say it will.
You are
Okay,
great.
sorry.
You are,
Yeah, Ravi.
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
I think a start of the index like you are giving. Okay, the same case if you do the middle of the index, why it is going out of bound?
Because we have to tell them a way where we want to stop. Remember, start of the index is where you want to start, but end of index, you want to be very, very specific. Where do you want to stop? Unless otherwise, just give this default, which means it will automatically stop at the end of the string. That is the whole idea. Because what if you, okay, let's see the output. Okay. Now it doesn't know where to stop, but it doesn't give you an error. That is the difference. So it's still processing it, but it doesn't understand you're saying it to stop at basically 7, and 7 doesn't even exist. So it is just giving you a blank character. It's getting confused in short, but it's not giving you an error. See, we would have given you an error.
Okay, only the start of the index will work like this. Okay,
Correct.
if you don't give out of bound
Honestly,
also.
yeah, even if you see start of index also, it's a little confused, but it knows the value, right? It knows that my starting is always here. You cannot change that. So once you've given Ashish in memory, right, you will not be able to change the length of that string unless you change the string itself, correct? So that's why start of the index is fixed. It knows where it is. So whether you give 8 or you give 10 or you give 20, it knows I have to start at 6. Sorry, 5. But the stop index is what you are specifying, right? So there are two ways. One is either you can specify nothing, which Python understands, okay, boss, this is default. So I have to go to the stop of the string or end of the string. But if you're giving a value, then it will calculate, okay, what is it? And now you're saying 8, but it says, boss, there's no 8 in this. So what do I do, right? It is confused, in short. We're still not giving you an error.
Okay.
Correct? So
Yeah.
let's go with this. So now, what should it be?
Yeah.
It's the same because now this is exact representation in Python that I'm saying. Start from 5th, which is H, right? So it starts from H, and then my end index I'm saying go till the end of it, fine. And then my step value is -1. So that means it will start from here, keep in decreasing 1, and keep going till the end. So that's why we're printing the whole string in the reverse order. Yeah.
Yeah, Ankit, so my means what I was saying, start of index it is taking the minimum value. Means if it is the less than the length of the string, then it will pick that one. Or if we give more than the length of string, then it will consider the length of string as the start.
Correct. It will always consider length of the string, or if you're specifying
Minimum.
anything less than that. Yeah. So you're right. So I think we discussed this one, right? Or did not? Let me see. See, now it's starting from I, third value, because we specified start from 3. Now, if I say start from 4, it should print from is.
yes.
So that's why I'm taking this approach, guys. This is very straightforward. Just apply the rule to this. Although the rule doesn't say this, but you can for ease of your mind, you can remember it like this. Okay, now let me make it more complicated. This is the part where we were confused yesterday in the other approach, right? So if I give this, does anybody know, everybody, even Tushar, what would be the output? So even I don't know, I haven't run it, right? So let's play.
The starting point for
HSI.
HSI.
Okay, I got 1 as a 2 as HSI. Okay.
H I
Mm-hmm.
S.
Yes.
Yes.
HSI, that means you're saying you're going this way, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're saying HIS. Let's keep that.
Yeah.
Anybody else? So nobody's saying HSIH.
Yes, HSIH.
Okay, somebody said that. That's good. So I'll tell you
Because
that
it's end of index -1.
exactly. If you would, that's why I'm writing it now for making it easy for you guys. If it wasn't here, like the way actually they explain it is this way, then you would have gone till H also. But the
Yeah.
answer is HSI. See? Because you always have to remember you have to do this. So that's why I'm telling you guys, keep this in mind. This is a good way. See, I learned this from you guys now. I'm also, for my learning, I'm going to keep it in my mind like this. Now see, it becomes so easy, right? Yesterday we were so confused with this. So let's try a couple more examples and then we are done. So if I do 1, what will be the output?
HISH.
HSIH. That's it?
Yeah.
HISH. Sorry,
Yeah,
SHIIH.
I know you mean HS. Yeah, it's confusing.
HS.
Yeah, see, that's right. Now it becomes so easy, right? And now I'm going to make one more last complication. If I do 6 and if I do 5 here, does anybody know what will be the output?
Out of the bound.
Blank.
That's the right answer. Good job, guys. Okay. So now it makes me clear that you guys understood it. Yesterday, you guys were literally blank. So you guys understand, I think this way better. And even personally, I like it this way better. So forget the thing that we discussed yesterday. Nobody's going to ask you to explain it in that way. They're just going to give you a string name and they're just going to tell you what is the output. Tell me the output for this. So however you want to do it in your mind on your paper, do it. If this is easy for you, go with this approach. This works for me all the time. I only use this. I hardly use that approach. So anybody?
Can
Yeah.
you repeat this one more time?
Sure. Which part? You want me to repeat the whole thing or?
Value is the beginning, then value, then ending, right? Stepping this one. So if it says.
Oh, stepping. Yes. So okay. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to give you one more example. I forgot about it. Let's see. So now I'm giving this 5 and 1. Sorry, 5 and 1. So you guys said it will be HSIH, right? Because it's not going to go to 1. So now if I change it this to -2, what will be the output?
It will be HI.
So stepping 1, that means 5 minus 1, right?
No, don't apply that approach now. That is a different approach. If you want to apply that approach, then this doesn't work this way. So be very careful. You cannot mix both the approaches. Yeah, that are you talking about the approach we discussed yesterday, right? Length of string.
Yeah.
Start and yeah, that is a different approach. Then your output would be calculated differently. Remember, we didn't use 0, 1, 2, 3 there. So you have to be very careful which approach you are applying. So stick with one. If you want to use that, Nikhil, do it in your paper. Because I don't want to confuse others also. I'm fine as long as the answer matches. See, it's very simple, guys. Yeah, exactly. So it's simple. Apply the same thing. We were just going in -1 in this, right? Now we're saying -2. That means we're just going to choose alternates. So this and this. And what happens? We could have chosen 1, but hey, we already stopped at here. So it should be only HI. See? Now, if I give -3, what will it be? Same logic. Correct, exactly. Why is it showing double H?
It will be HH because at second H is there.
I
Fifth and second
Oh,
position.
yeah, we gave 1, sorry. Yeah. It'll stop it here. Sorry, you're right. Now, it will be only H if you give this. Yeah. So now if I do this, I'm just giving you all the possible combinations, guys, so that you understand it thoroughly. Don't forget to
HH.
use this. Somebody said HH, okay.
Sorry, H 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
HH.
So the
HS.
when you write start of the index colon end of the index -1, that's the basic thing that depends up to that line, right?
Exactly. Everything is this. If you understand this, just apply the values here. So what is the step value here in my case? -3. Okay. What is the start of index? 5. What is the end of index? Default. Basically, we're gonna stop here. So now you can convert this and start applying the logic. So start from here, right? My start of index is 5. And what am I saying? My step value is 3. So go 3, 1, 2, 3, right?
Then
So you give this,
1.
and then 1, 2, there's no 3. So it will just stop it here. That's why it is HH. Exactly here.
Yeah, so basically we can change it if we like the first line. If we make any changes, that will change too, right?
Of course, if you change the string, it will. So like if you had another A here, now this will have whatever was the first one.
A.
Actually, no, one more A has to be added, or maybe B. Because you
So
have to go.
the middle thing, right? End of the index. If we don't say anything, like it's just the colon to colon. That means the whole string.
You mean this? Yeah. Yeah. So 5 was actually the same thing only. You don't even have to provide 5, to be honest, because you're telling the same thing to Python. It'll be the same output. It won't change.
Right. Clear. Thank you.
Ashish. Right. Yeah.
That means if we do not
Yeah.
mention any stepping value, it will be by default 0, right?
Exactly. You got it right, Nikhil. I should have asked first. So now 0 is a positive value, right? That's why we're going this way. And we're printing the whole string.
So
This is,
at 0, you are saying in the reverse order we have -6, right? So if you give only -6 as index.
if I give only -6, you're saying this?
Uh-huh.
Huh? You're saying this?
Yes.
So you tell me what should be the output according to you?
You are saying that.
Huh?
It should
So
be A.
it should be A? Yeah. No. So why? Because see, now you're confusing Python, right? Python is asking you to either provide it this way, but if you don't provide the other two, so it is going to take it as this. How will it know that you're talking about the step value? You aren't giving any of these two, right? So that means you're saying you're actually, so this will be treated as this basically internally, that you are saying start at -6 and the rest two is nothing and go till end. And what is -6? It doesn't even exist, right?
Out of index, out of a range.
Oh, why is it
Ankit, in our
oh yeah,
-1, -2,
yeah.
exactly it's
Now I
-6.
keep confused with the Ankit. Yeah, this is actually -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1. Ankit is 5 only, right? That's why. So that's how you're getting A. But if I was actually explaining this case, if you talk about -7, it is giving you out of range.
Out of a range.
Yeah, because you're literally giving it this internally. It is taking it as this. So say you're saying start at index -7, which doesn't even exist, and then forget about all this. But yeah, if you're giving only -6, In Ashish, there are 6 letters, so it is taking it as this. See? So you got it, guys. Now this concept is clear. I'm gonna ping this also in our group. This should be very easy to understand now. Like I said, practice and take your name, take bigger strings, add space in it. All this will, really make all the difference, and practice it more and more. The more so remember one thing, guys, nobody's going to ask you the positive way in interviews, as everybody knows that, right? They're always going to confuse you with things like we talked today and minus indexes. So you have to be very, very careful. The more you practice this sort of stuff, right, you'll be very good with it. And they always ask you this question in an interview, always, trust me. So you just have to be very careful about this, how you are going to apply your rules. So practice. All right. Anybody still did not get it? Then let me know.
No, thank you. I'm getting right now.
So I think here minus 1 means every time we have to take the step value means I think earlier why we can means I confused is because -1 means suppose take this h only, okay. So I was thinking, and so whenever you give -1, it will go in the multiples of -1 and it will keep on the reverse string, okay.
That's
So
correct.
if you
Yeah,
put,
you're right. Yeah.
okay, -2 means it will go from his minus means h s I think.
Yes. No, H and then I, because you're jumping 2. And then, sorry, not here. And then
No,
this
no,
one.
h I think, right?
So
-2
again,
means.
what are you writing here? It all depends on here. You're writing this, right?
Yeah,
So
-2
you need,
means.
yeah. So first you start at 5, right? So H, and then -2
then
means
I.
what? Jump 2. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying, right? HI,
Yeah.
and then
Yes.
it'll go at S. Yeah, correct. S. And then nothing, because 0 after that is nothing.
Yeah.
There you go. So now you guys are understanding it. So again, all these combinations you can play around and then do the same way like I did, right? First, so again, guys, writing it in this way and this really helps. If you don't do this, if you want to do it on the fly, you might get it now, but you will forget it. So make your, I don't know what to say, homework or whatever you want to say, pre-work ready. You can always ask the interviewer also, can I use a pen and paper? And he'll be happy. Or you can show this to him on the board. He would not ask you the next 5 questions. He'll say, oh, this guy knows the basics. So I'm done. Because you know what most people do? They just learn it by heart and they will just go, okay. So they think they will ask you, how do you reverse a string? It's easy, colon, colon, -1. But how? You have to explain them, or you have to be ready in your mind. And that's when, if he asks you this, and then you're like, oh, I don't know this. So that tells them you don't know the concept. You just, learned it up. And I can tell you this because I take interviews also at my company. And I've seen people getting confused with these things. And that's when I know either they're Googling or they just learned basic stuff that, So if you Google, right, interview questions for Python, you will get that how do you reverse a string? And simple. You will just learn it by heart that, hey, just give -1 and you can reverse a string. Or basically, it's a palindrome question. But this is what happens. If you don't know the concept, then most of the interviews you cannot clear. So I'm glad you guys are following it now. Just remember this: start of index, end of index -1, step value. That's it. That will take care of everything. And this will work either way, positive direction or negative direction. You won't have any problems. All right. Did anybody else have any other question on this? Because we are ramping up strings with this now.
That's fine.
Ankit, when you want to, like, we don't know the length means if it is very big, okay. So it is like is in the middle spaces and everything, okay. So we can use the function and we can print, right?
Exactly. We talked about the len function, remember, guys? So yeah, you're right. You bring a good point actually. So to make it complicated, you can use this. So just pass the string to len function. You will get the length of it. See, we got 6, right? And then you can you can even put it in a variable like this, len string equal to len of string name, and then you can use the value here as well. And you can play around with it. Sorry, I didn't print it.
I think in interview they can also ask if we give a very big like 10 sentences, 10 words. So means we can tell this.
Yeah, of course. See, one concept you can apply to every concept, right? It's not like every concept is standalone. So that's how we progress also in the course. We do the basics and then we keep applying this to the next level. So that's a good idea what you said. So you can play around with this. So instead of giving a real value or like, you know, a real, an actual value here, you can give the string itself and then play around. I mean, the length of the string itself, sorry, and then play around with it. The idea
Okay, I
is
think
you have to give an integer value. That's all.
yeah, I think one more doubt actually. So when you want to like suppose the same thing like Ashish is given and Ashish is a good boy, something is there, okay? So
Yeah,
Ashish and space will give and is a good boy, okay? So when you go here, so length will take the spaces also, right?
exactly. Everything
So
starting from here till here. I even gave an exclamation mark also.
okay, so now what happened? So space is going. So the interviewer don't want to continue count that, okay? So at that
Okay.
time, does we cover the trim or something function is there, right? Trim
Yeah. So there are
functions.
so many functions in strings.
Okay.
Remember, I don't know if you were there on that class, but I was saying, right? Just Google out, and you'll see so many functions. In fact, I gave a similar example, right? That what was that example I gave? No, this was news. Yeah, so this was like, for example, news headlines. We used dot title. So there
And
has to be an inbuilt function. But you know what? Inbuilt functions are easy, and he's going to, if he's a good interviewer, he's going to ask you, can you do it programmatically, or like how is the function doing it? So that is a real challenge, right? Like function, anybody can get it by doing a Google. So you can do Google and say, hey, I mean Google string removing white spaces in string Python. You will get the answer for the inbuilt function. But I want you to try that. Then how will you do it? So that is the good part. I can explain you today, but I think let's wait for that till we get to for loop because it will be easy with for loop. And we haven't started conditions and looping yet. But remember that, that's a good question. So guys, you do understand his question, Ravi's question? He's saying that this is your input text, right? Interviewer can ask you to remove these spaces and print the, or do whatever with the rest of the text. So there's a direct inbuilt function. I just don't remember the name of it. It's very easy. You can Google it. But we're going to see how we implement it internally or by programmatically. We can do it in the for loop class. All right. That ends us with the strings. So I know it's almost time, but I'm going to go ahead if you guys are okay with it. I want to get with the list. Or are you guys getting it too late?
Oh, you can continue the list.
You can
Perfect.
continue.
Thank you, Tushar. Thank you, guys. So, guys, list is, I don't know how many times can I stress, but it is one of the most important, most basic of data types that is used in Python. And believe me, when you talk about lists in C++, linked lists and all those stuff, those are damn confusing and those are very complicated. When I used to interview for my job, I would be terrified and I would always only review those stuff before going for the interview. But trust me, if you understand lists in Python, it is so easy, it is so simple, it will make your life easy. You will need to use list every day in every program that you would write. Trust me on that. You will need strings, you will need basic characters, and you will need list completely on it. So we're going to distribute this in two ways. So we'll talk about lists, and then second we'll talk about operations on lists that you can do. All right. So let's start with the list. What is a list? So list is, some people also call it data structures, whatever you want to call it. But let me start writing here also. Data structure. So it's basically, simple terms, it is nothing but an element or a data type in Python, which can do a lot of operations, and especially on mixed data types. So that is a keyword, or if you want a more bookish definition, they will call it as heterogeneous. I'm sure most of you would know what heterogeneous means, which means that not everything is same, different stuff. So I'll explain you in a bit what it means. Excuse me. But basically, so far what we have seen is either we have seen things like this, right? Or we have seen things like this. But so this name only holds one type, which is string. This variable x only holds types integer, which is 2, right? Similarly, y only holds type, which is float, right? I don't need to write what all these are. But we haven't seen an element so far which can hold, for example, an integer and a string, or in string and a float, or an integer and a float together in one variable, right? So that is where list comes into picture. So what is a list? Again, let me define it another way. It's basically a combination of different data types together under one. That's what they call when you Google what is a list. What that is what they mean as that list is a heterogeneous data type which is stored under one variable name. That is a fancy definition, but this is actually what it means. So now we'll see how do we define list. So guys, can you go on mute if you're not talking or if you don't not have a question? Otherwise, I get some static. Thank you. So how do we define a list? Now, I don't know, some guys might get confused. So I'm going to take it very simple and very slow. How to create a list is, what is the way? We define a list using this brackets. Now you're going to say simply jump on and say, hey, Ankit, we just talked about this in strings. This was index parameter and slice parameter and what all have we been talking about? That is correct. And you're right. But there's a slight difference. So whenever you see this next or before a string name or before I'm not even going to say a string, before a name, that is how it is used in a string. But if you ever see this like this after equal to operator, that means it's a list. Guys, remember this, nobody's going to teach you like this, I'm telling you. I was confused with this. So the moment you see anything after equal to under these whatever these brackets are called, that means it's a list. But if you see
Square
this
bracket, right?
like, yeah, square brackets. But if you see this alongside a name, that means it's applied on a string. Just remember that so that your life is easy. So then you will never confuse between strings and list. So now what I mean by saying, I'm saying this, right? So again, this is not a valid syntax, but I'm just telling you. So let's take an example, list of X I can say, or list of numbers I can say. I'm just going to use num. And then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just giving it random, some numbers. So all I'm saying is there are 0 to 6 numbers and I'm putting them under a list. So again, remember guys, we're talking about sequences. We started with string. So these are all sequences only, right? It can be anything. It doesn't have to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can be only 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, whatever it is. And that brings me to another properties of list, that in list, your values can be duplicates. See, 1 is being duplicated 4 times. 2 has been duplicating 2 times, right? Nikhil, can you go on mute?
Yeah.
I'm getting some feedback. Thank you, Air. Yeah. All right. So this is what is another important piece of list, that list can have duplicate values. So far, what have we learned? What are the lists? 3 things about lists. Can somebody tell me? So first, it's heterogeneous. Okay. And now you know what a heterogeneous means. And we'll see a quick example about it also. What is the second part?
It could be duplicate value.
It could have duplicate values, exactly. And what is the third thing that we saw about lists is how are they defined? Equal to and square brackets. Square brackets, yeah. So these are the 3 important things that you have to keep in mind about list. And how do we create a list? I just showed you. Variable name equal to, and then square brackets and the values in it. Now I'll take you about this part also. So far, everybody's clear? Does anybody have any question with what is a list?
Very clear, very clear. Thank you.
Okay, sure. So you can ask me, Ankit, why only list of numbers? You said it's heterogeneous, right? Of course, you can have Ankit, you can have Tushar here, and you can have Ashish,
And I can put float too, right? Float, numbers, anything.
Exactly,
That's the
exactly.
beauty of it, right?
That is a main
Yeah.
thing. So
Ankit,
that's why we call it as heterogeneous. But
Ankit,
we'll come to that example. Yeah, go ahead.
a list can contain list as well.
Your voice got cut. Sorry, what was it?
Sorry, list can contain list as well.
Yes, Tushar, you want to jump on every advanced concept. I'll talk about it, don't worry. But yes, the answer is yes. We can have a list like this also. It doesn't have to be only numbers or something like that. But like I think Fahim said, it can also have floats, right? Now I'm not just going to define another one. I'm just going to say list generic equal to 1, 2, 3. Now let's put some float values. 68.9. Let's put some names to it. I'm going to add another name. Sriram. All right. So now look at this, guys. We have 3 integers, 2 floats, and 2 strings. So far, we haven't seen anything like this, right? In any of the data types. That is the beauty of list. You can have multiple different data types under one umbrella. That is what is meant by heterogeneous or combination of different data types under one. Now you may ask, like Ankit, how are you going to access all these values? There are multiple ways. First, let's see what I'm saying. It makes sense also or not. So let's print the whole list. And we are able to print it. So whatever I've been saying so far is right. Python also agrees with me. That list is a combination of multiple different sort of elements. Now we have to tell, there has to be some way, right? Oh, I forgot one more thing. So you guys might think, what about Boolean? Yes, we can have Boolean also, true or false. Any data type. List is a combination basically of any data types. Just for the sanity sake, I'm going to put it here because that is only for strings and this is Boolean. Remember guys, without quotes, you can, if you put it like this is not Boolean, but this is Boolean because Boolean can only have 2 values, true or false, 1 or 0. Right? That's why you see the color is also different. And this VS Code understands that this is the Boolean Python code we are talking about. So now, other than Tushar again, for the same reason, can somebody tell me if I wanted to access this? So when we did print list gen, it printed the whole thing, right? Let me put it back. What happened? Yeah. So you see the whole list is getting printed. Now I want only 4.5. Can somebody tell me, or can somebody take a guess? How can I print that?
We can able to using a string list of gen of the like a particular number which we want using square bracket.
Okay, so you're saying this, okay. And what number should I give?
Which number we want? We can,
I want 4.5 as my output.
1, 2, 4.
Provide index 3.
Okay, so I'll give 4 here is what you're saying. Anybody else thinks that is the right answer?
I think 3 will be the answer.
Somebody
No,
says
no.
3.
I'm not sure. Can we put float there?
Yeah, this is right.
You mean float like this? No, that
I
won't
don't
make sense,
want to
right?
give
This is
them.
a data type.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. That's okay. So if you give the data type itself here, it will error out, right? Because there's no value as float here, and float is a keyword in Python. So this is used to define another value or another variable, not really a variable within a variable.
Oh yeah.
No, it's okay. That's okay. Fine. Keep asking. Yeah. Somebody said 3, right? Yeah.
Three.
Okay.
Yeah, index 3.
So whoever said 4, why do you think it's 4? I think it's 4. Who was the one who said 4? Sriram?
No. This should be 3.
Okay. So you guys think it should be 3. Okay, let's see. And that is correct answer. And why is that?
Because the index number is starting with 0.
Again, n minus 1.
Exactly.
That's the concept.
Exactly. So 0, 1, 2, 3.
N minus.
Now it becomes so easy for you to understand list because you understand the other concept. So that is how you access a particular element in list, right? And we did try, right? Yeah. So let's see what would be 5 now. it will give you Ankit because it starts at 5th element, right? Similarly, if you give 6, it will be Sriram. What if I give 7? It will give you the Boolean value, right? So everybody's clear so far? This is how you access an element in a particular list, a particular element in a list. I'm just gonna take this and write it here.
Nikhil, can you mute?
Element in a list. All right. So now we'll talk about what Tushar was asking. So Tushar said, is there a concept of list inside a list in Python? Before I go there, guys, everybody is clear about this, right? Otherwise, you won't understand list
Yeah, I'm
inside a
clear,
list.
but if I put 5, why isn't it 68.9?
It should be. Oh, you're saying 5. Let's see what is 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's why. See, remember, it always starts from 0 and goes to n minus 1. So 5 is Ankit. If you wanted 68.9, you have to give 4. See?
Okay.
Right?
Clear.
You got it, right? Or you want me to explain with the diagram?
No, it's okay. Diagram already I understood. Thank you.
Perfect. Sounds good. So everybody, right? Or was it? Yeah.
Starts
Somebody has
from
a
0,
question.
right?
Yeah. It starts from 0. Same concept as strings. Yeah.
Ankit, is there anything like negative index values here?
That is a good idea. I never tried it. Let's see. So if I give -1, what can we expect? Let's say if it was there, Namrata, what do you think it should be the answer?
True.
True.
If it is repeated, I'm
It is
assuming
there.
it is true.
Exactly. And you're right. So you can learn Python by practicing. You don't really have to think too much. And it is correct. It can go both ways. It's the same concept. It's basically the index concept. Just remember, when we go from here, 0 to n minus 1, when we start from here, -1 to n. That's all you have to remember.
So basically, everything we learned in the indexing that can be get from
Exactly. That is applicable here. Exactly.
Ankit, if you do true in the columns, it will take as a boolean.
If I do true in a colon, you mean?
Colon, sorry, comma.
You mean this?
Yeah.
No, it will take it as a string. Good question. Let's see. Well, in the output, you cannot differentiate, but I can tell you that this is taking as the string. Because anything, remember I told you in the beginning, I don't know if you were there.
Imported is a string, right?
Yes,
And
anything within quotes is just as such. Python doesn't even want to make sense what it is, right? So it doesn't want to worry about it. Just print like that only.
Sir, can we replace the values?
Can we do the what? Sorry?
Replace
the value.
You mean go back to this?
Replace
replace value. Yes. Why not? Of course. Good question. I almost forgot about it. And that actually brings me to a good concept also. Very good question. Who asked that? Who was that guy? Sorry.
Yeah, Rajshekhar.
Rajdeep. Are you new to? Rajshekhar, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good. So yes, that's a very good question. And before I even go there, I want to tell you another property of, or let me just now already he's asked, so let me go there. So he's saying, Rajshekhar is asking, can be, for example, 68.9, I want to change it to 86.7 or 86.9. I'm did a typo or something. So is that possible or not? And I'm saying it is possible.
Yes.
So let's see. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So now, if I want to say, yeah, I'm putting print. Well, I have to put print. It's equal to, what was I saying? 86.9. Let's see what happens. Why is it giving an error? Okay. think I have to comment out a few things. It's printing a lot of stuff. Print of underscore gem. Okay. See, you guys are able to, let me bring this up again. So it did change the value from 68.9 to 86.9. And this is how you change the value. But this brings me to a very important point, which is lists are mutable. That means you can change values. Remember, in strings, we could not. When we were doing the reverse of it, we had to actually store it in a different string. Otherwise, it was not being permanent. So that is a good concept about lists, that lists are mutable. And there are other elements also in Python which are. So by mutable, all we mean is that you can change the value at any given point of time, and it will change it will store the updated value. Similarly, if I did, yeah, I was giving that example only. So what is my string value starting at? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say I wanted to change Ankit to whoever has that question. I'll put Ravi for now. And then let's see what is output now. See, Ankit got changed to Ravi. It's as simple as that.
So Ankit, we are having like in strings also we can replace, I think.
How about if I wanna put some value in the string, like instead of a string, I wanna put some value like.
Sure. Yeah, I got your question. That's a good question. Yeah, I can change Ravi. So now it is Ravi, right? I can change it to 90.11. Let's see.
So there is no conversion required here.
No conversion. Yeah, it automatically does it.
Nice.
Because all you're doing is you're just replacing the value to a different value, and you're storing it in list. And list doesn't care what is the data type of the value stored inside. That is also a good question for him.
Nice.
You can do that. Yeah, even you can change this boolean to something else. You don't have to keep it as a boolean. If you wanted to change it to, let's say, okay, let's see, what did I do? Hold on, -1. So first I can change it to false also, right? Let's see. That works. Now, if I want to change it to Fahim, I can do that, and that's a string. No more a boolean. See? So in a list, you can do anything, and that's why we call them as mutable. You can change the values, you can shuffle the values, you can even start your string with, so you can change the first value, for example. If you wanted to change 0 to Fahim, you can change that. See? Now it is Fahim. And now the original one is changed back to true. So you can do anything, guys. It's all up to you. It's all your problem description, your problem statement. That is the best part about lists. And that is one of the reasons why lists, this is the main reason lists are mutable. And that's what we've been talking, that lists are used so frequently. So now I'll give you a practical example of a list. This is all just, we're taking some numbers and making up stuff, right? So far we've seen integers, float values, strings and whatnot. But when we go out to the real world, we don't always just work with these, right? There's so many different types of data. So for a simple example, if you are, let's say you're an employee in a company, right? So how do you think they will store your data? It needs a lot of things. So starting from employee name, employee ID, employee salary, and his skills, right? So skills can be Python, C, C++. What happened? So see how many different types of data types we have. Employee name is a string, right? For example, Ankit. Employee ID has to be integer, something like 12345 or 45200 or whatever you want to say. Salary could be a float because it always has a decimal to it as well. Like somebody might get 25 lakhs, 30,000, right? So you have it in decimal. So employee salary becomes float. And then you can have so many skills. You can have Python, you might know C, you might know C++, Java, like Ashish knows, Selenium. So then these are all strings again, right? So there's so many different types. So, but you can do all this under a list. So you can say employee, you can just say even employee only, don't need to list or anything. Now, first is employee name. So I'm going to use John. And then I'm going to say employee ID is 4515, for example. Employee salary, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just to be on simpler terms, 7, 8, 9. This is in dollars, you can understand, or whatever you think. And he has skills like Python, C, C++.
Ankit,
1 second. Sriram, 1 second. Let me finish this. And Java. Yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sriram.
Middle of the thing using the Selenium. What is mean by Selenium exactly?
Selenium is just another tool, Sriram. Just like you're learning Python, there's another tool. It's not a language, it's a tool that is used for automation.
For
But
the
it falls
software
into your skills, right?
it's used for software testing.
Testing.
Yes, yeah, mostly used for testing, but yeah, you can automate any stuff with Selenium.
Yeah, Ankit, I have one doubt.
Sure, go ahead.
So I think here John and all the numbers and this is there. So I want to take only, suppose you're printing employee, okay? Then that means it will print all the things, okay? So I
Yes.
want to print only the first one and remove the only first one, okay? Only first one and remaining three one time and other thing means other four in other line actually here.
In other lines, so you mean you want to split this basically?
Yeah, splitting. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. Not a problem. So first I showed you if you want to print the whole employee together, then let's say you wanted to print first one in one line and then, but yeah, if you're talking about combining, then you need a for loop. And we are still not there at for loop. There might be an inbuilt function, but I'm not too sure.
No, we can use append, I think. Append or
Yes,
something.
like I
Just
said,
like our
inbuilt function, right? Yeah, that is an inbuilt function. I don't want to, so I personally don't like inbuilt functions, guys. It's a very simple answer.
Okay.
You can just use a dot and just put append, or even split is also there. That's why I was saying you're talking about split function. You can use all these inbuilt functions. You don't need me for that. Just a simple thing. But my concentration is you need to understand, somebody wrote that function, right? It's not you, but somebody did write it. And that's what makes you a good developer. If you are able to write a function which is similar to inbuilt function, then that means you're a great developer. Now, even there's a caveat there, and the caveat is that your function will not be as, I don't know how to put a better word, I don't want to use a technical word, but how economical as the one that's inbuilt. And by economical, I means that would be less processing power, that would be less on CPU, that would be less on memory. So that is one of the challenge that every developer face. So think of it as that perspective. If you don't do step one, you won't be able to do step n, right? So it's very easy, guys. You can just use list.split and you can define the element where you want to split it. And that's it, you'll be done. But what if you wanted to write a program for it? Just think about it. It's not going to be easy, but that's what makes you a better developer than anybody else. So when we talk about for loops, I'll probably give you this as an assignment and you can do it yourself. By then you would know how to do it. But yes, there are inbuilt functions. Again, list has so many, if you do this, let me see if this guy shows. See, that is the beauty of VS again. So you have append. So by append, let's see append actually, it's a simple one. So what it means is, as a name suggests, right? You can just append it. See, one got,
can add here.
Yeah, one got added to the end. It is very easy if you go with the inbuilt functions, but think about it. If you wanted to do this programmatically yourself, or how is append doing it, then you'll see the real challenge. So I would prefer you to guys to do that using that, and I mean using the programmatical way. But of course, if you go to Google, let's see, there'll be so many.
Ankit, here can we give like this, like employee of 1:3 in that way?
1 second, Namrata, what are you saying? Print employee 1:3. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, let's see what happens. Why not? That's a good idea, actually. So once again, I'll come back to append. Let me first try this. There you go. It's the same concept. So now you're omitting 0 value, you're printing the 1 value, and then you're asking it to go to Tell me. You want to tell me?
-1. So
Exactly. Exactly. So it's only printing 1 and 2
So
because it's the
instead
same
of
concept.
look,
Yeah.
if we want like sequence of specific elements, we can do this one
Absolutely.
also.
Absolutely. Same thing applies here. It will print from 1 to the end of the list because now I'm asking it to use default value, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, it's up to your imagination how you want to use it. That's why I wanted you guys to understand the slicing concept very well. See, now I'm giving 5, so it's stopping here because that is your fourth element, I guess. Yeah. So whatever you want to, that's up to you. What you can even start from 3. Actually, that would be a good answer for your question, Ravi. So Namrata just answered your question. So you can do it like this if you wanted only Python and C, and if you wanted let's say C++ and Java in next line, you can do it like this: employee 6:7. Is it 7? Somebody can count. How many is the total? See? So now you've broken it into Python, C, and C++ and Java without using the split function. That's what I'm talking about, guys. The more you think about it, the more you can be innovative about it. And that's how you learn more. Don't just depend on these functions. These are easy. Of course, these are neat and these are easy. And I'm not saying you need not know this when you're actually coding. You might, I mean, this would be really helpful. So I was just showing you that list, right, of built-in functions. See, there's so many. And as always, I only recommend one website, python.org. Always follow the website documentation for this. See, so for example, ABS will give you your absolute value. Dict will probably convert it to a dictionary. It doesn't really make much sense. Directory will tell you. I think these are not for list. These are in general. So you'll have to find for list. Yeah, these are in general. But anyways, if you guys are using VS Code, right, like I said in the beginning, this really helps too. So if this is your list, just do dot. It will give you a list of all the functions. And if you click on it, it will tell you what it does also. So now just click here. I mean, just put the mouse here. See, it says extend list by appending elements from the iterable. Iterable is not really something that you should worry about. Iterable means an object where you can iterate through. So this is your 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is what is meant by iteration. You're going from 0 to 6. So that's what it means, that it will extend the list by appending elements to it. Similarly, what was the next one? Let's see. There's insert. So now you can use an insert to insert a value in between. For example, in between these, you wanted to insert, then you can just put the value here and it will take it. Now, I have a question for you guys. How do you think insert would work? Do you think if we just give insert 5, will it insert 5 anywhere?
Will insert it, it should take the position also.
Exactly. So that's how it's very intuitive. You can teach it to yourself. You don't really need me or anybody. That if you're trying to insert a value, you have to tell Python, right? Where am I going to insert? So now if you hover on this, see, it tells you it takes 2 values. One, why doesn't it stay? I wish it stayed. Yeah. One is an integer, which is the index. And remember, we had an index function also in strings, string.index, which will tell you where the example I took was that good morning string. Where is good starting from? So this is what the index is. If you tell what was Python 0, 1, 2, 3. So if you tell index as 3 and then you put a value and see object any means you put anything after that. So it is going to insert it right there. Let's see.
Actually, I have
Am I not
one
printing?
doubt.
1 second. 1 second. Let me just finish this. Then I'll take your doubt. See, 56 got inserted before Python because we said insert it at the third location. So now Python has become fourth one. So that's how you can do a lot in a list, trust me. And you have to, and it's a good idea. You should explore all these. They're very much helpful. And similarly, you can move, you can reverse. So reverse is simple, right? You can just reverse the whole list. Then you can do a copy index. Index will tell you Index is very important. We use it quite often. So if you say index of Python, start in the integer, return in. Oh, sorry. This is the answer to your question. I think it was Tushar who asked me, right? If there are multiple good in that sentences, good morning, good, it will tell you the exact index of, the number of times it is there, and even the index of it. But here Python is only one, so that's why it's not showing. Sorry, somebody had a question. I just went ahead. What was the question?
In the list concept, what the pop function and remove, delete the function.
So pop means it's very simple, right? And in general term, pop means you will remove the last element. So let's see. Employee dot pop. Let's see what it does. So do you guys see what it did? It removed Java. So pop is simple, like in your real time also, right? In any language, or for example, even in English, what does pop mean? Except for your dad one. That you are popping the last element that was in the list out of it. So now if I run it again, what should be my output? It should remove, but
Java.
it did not. Why? Can anybody explain me this? It should have removed C++ also, right? We removed
No,
Java.
but you didn't assign that. So again, you need to assign that again to that employee.
No, I said list is a.
We are again declaring that employee.
Right, Tushar, you're right. Tushar, I want you to answer the last.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I should have said it. I know you know most of the stuff, and I like that, but I'm just saying because I want others also to think.
We want to delete a particular value. Why?
Right. No, let me first answer what Ashish was saying. Was it Ashish, right? The guy who joined today? So Ashish, like you said, right, what you are talking about is saving it in another list. No, we don't need that. That is the difference between string and other elements. List and other elements. In string, you're right, you need it. But in list, it actually works on the real list itself. You don't have to store it again. And just forget everything. Just see these two lines only. I'm doing a pop, but I'm then in the next line, I'm printing employee, but it still is removing Java out of it. So that means it did remove Java from the original list itself. But when I ran it next, it again starts from the top, right? And see, that's what Tushar was saying. I'm already reinitializing it as with Java as well. So that's why. So the answer to what I was looking should be this. If I do it again, now it should remove. See? You got the idea, Ashish? Okay. Yeah. Somebody else had a question? Or was it clear?
Ankit.
Yeah, Shriram.
Removing particular value.
Not removing. Remove is separate. Pop means just delete the last element of the list. Simple. If you keep doing it, you'll basically keep ending up with nothing, and you'll keep deleting one by one all the elements, but only at the last. That is the difference. See, now you got C also removed. That's how pop works. But if you want to remove a particular element, then you have, I think, remove. Yeah, see, remove is there. And what all remove takes? Remove first occurrence of the value. So let's give Python. And let's see what happens. Oh, I'm not printing, sorry. So let me first print before so that you understand what's happening. And then let me print it after also. See, no more Python. So that is the difference between pop and remove. Pop will only work on the last element, but if your problem statement is that you wanted to remove Python, then you use remove. Again, guys, it all depends on your requirement, and that is another beauty of Python. Python has an inbuilt function for almost everything, because if not you, or I mean, if it's not us, somebody would have already gone and made that function. So you can always use it. But for now, I would recommend you guys to learn how this will be done. So again, this is something that we'll read and learn in for loop and stuff, which will be pretty soon. But for now, you can use just remove and anything. But of course, when you go out and when you're done with the course and everything and you start actual coding, it's always a good practice to use these because of complexity. Yeah, go ahead, Ravi.
Sorry, suppose you want to like do a duplicate, means I want to do Python 2 times.
So there are multiple ways you can do that. One is, I think, copy, and I think there's for me, like I said, my brain works in a different way. So what I'm going to do is 0, 1, 2, 3, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to use this way.
Okay.
Do you think this will work? It did not. Why? It should have, right?
3.
So I'm saying 0, 1, 2, 3. I'm saying add another skill as Python, but it didn't work. It only shows me one time.
Basically, Ankit, that is assignment now you are using. You are not adding.
Exactly. So what I'm doing is I'm actually overwriting this Python with this guy.
Okay, I think we can take one other variable and do it. Right?
Yeah, you can do that too if you don't want to use append or anything like that. But I think append would be the best in this example. There's copy also. There's so many ones. Let's see what is append doing. See, I also don't remember everything by heart. But I just remember there's an append function, and append should do the same thing.
Means
Okay,
append will
it
append
won't
at the
do.
last, I think.
End of the list, yeah, exactly. So it won't do. So
I
we
think
have to
insert
see
will do.
insert, yes. Insert will have a index also, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Yeah, just we saw that in the
Yeah.
example.
Yeah, see, simple. So insert 3, comma, Python. I thought I just gave that example, didn't I? Maybe
Yeah,
Okay.
you given.
Yeah, even I got confused. Yeah, see, now we are able to have Python twice. And you can change the index anywhere. If you don't want it right there, give 6. It will add there. Python here and Python here. And remember, list is the only element which not only one of the elements which allows duplicates. So even though Python is coming twice, it will still allow it. Did I answer the question, Ravi? Yeah, go ahead, Amrita.
If we want to remove an element using index value, how can we do that?
I don't think so you can do using insert, but you can do using remove, I guess. Oops, sorry.
Remove, you told like we have to give the value.
Oh, that's
of
first
the...
occurrence. Yeah, that's first occurrence. Hold on, let me see. Even I don't remember, guys. All the inbuilt functions, there's so many.
I think it is using pop only.
No, pop is always towards the end.
No,
If you want,
parameter, I think.
I have an idea. We can use the the slicing using slicing we can do.
yeah, slicing you're going to print, right? You're not going to change.
What I'll do means I will take another variable and put that slicing operator, and again I'll take I'll tell you example here. Okay, if you take some x is equal to 110 to like 1 2 3 4, okay, in a variable 1 2 3 4, okay. So what she is asking, we have to remove it and add a new one, right? So if you take it, okay, then again if you take y is equal to x, only we'll keep that slice operator, only colon we keep here. Only in another take another variable and keep only colon. Okay. Now again you take this y of 1, okay. You take y of 1 and then you print it. A pi of 1 is a new thing, means she wants to remove and add.
No, y of 1 is going to print you 1 only. I mean 2.
No, not. I don't want to print here actually. I want to take y of 1 is equal to new value.
So why do you want to do that? You can always change the list itself, right?
No, basically he wants to say that you just pass
let
this
me
value
first
in that
understand what Namrata wants. Do you want to change this to something else? Is that what you're asking?
No, I just want to remove the value using index.
Yeah, her question is different. I think she wants to use particularly index to remove it. I don't think so, Namrata, we can do that, but let's see. X
Using
index.
pop, I think we can
Pop
do
will
that.
remove the last value for sure.
No, I think it has parameter, I guess.
Let's see. Oh, it does. Yeah,
Can you
you're
please
right.
hold on?
Yeah, you're right. So maybe pop 2 will remove 3 from here. Oh, I didn't print it. Sorry. Yeah, you're right, Namrata. That's what it looks like. Yep, it removed 3. Sorry. Where did it go? Yeah, you're right. So that's good. So guys,
Yeah,
this really
I
helps. If
just
you, yeah, go ahead.
I just looked into that as someone asked when you are saying about pop, so I just want to
Yeah,
tell this.
no, absolutely. Thank you. See, this is how we learn, all of us. So that's the whole idea. Pop can have parameters, but I don't think so. We can do it with index. I'm thinking what you said, x dot index. What if I think I can make it null, but I cannot just completely remove it.
I think remove it can work. It will work, Ankit.
One second, guys. I'm just trying to try something with index. Why is null not taking? No, this will just replace it. No, this will replace it.
Ankit, can you try that x dot remove and then pass the x and colon that value index of that x?
Will work. Right.
Oh, using the value, yeah. Remove and then the value itself.
No. Now in the remove you put the x and then colon index.
Oh, you're
X
saying this?
Yes.
Yes. I don't know
No,
if it will work. Let's see. It did, yeah. See, even this worked. Nice.
But
Who was that? Sorry, Ravi?
No.
That
Actually,
was Ashish. Yeah.
if you want to take only 2, we can give directly value, right? It will work, I think.
No, that's the thing, Ravi. The problem statement is not that we want to. The problem statement is we want to remove 2. Actually, it's
Yeah,
this.
2 only. If you want to remove 2 means you can directly give the value, right? Remove dot.
Yeah, that is of course there, but they wanted to see using the index. So you're right. If you just give this, it will remove. That is the easiest way. Yeah. But if you're doing it this way, right, that means you're asking Python to remove the value at this variable. So again, it's the way you want to do it. Same output, right? It's just a lot of values. But I think I would personally, if I were to do it, I would personally go with the pop. I really like that one.
Yeah, Ankit, I think I think it will help when you have 100 values. I think.
Exactly. That's why I'm going to use pop, and then with that you can either use. What happened? Where it froze? Oh, my bad.
I think in the runtime when user wants it will help actually.
Exactly. Because then you won't know the values, right? When you're talking about hundreds and all the stuff, all you would know is either the value that you want to remove or the location of it. I mean, the index of it.
Yeah.
Again, it all depends, guys, which you want to use, where you want to use, what is the problem statement. Go ahead.
Can you see that that same statement if you have 3 values, how it will work? Can you please see? Okay, 1 is there. Okay, you put the same value 3 times and you using
Doesn't
that.
matter. You can keep adding 100 times also. It will keep adding it.
Okay, but I saw remove. Okay.
This is remove. You want to add, right?
No, actually, I want to. Python is there. Okay, 1 time not. Python is 10 times means it will remove 10 times or first occurrence, something like that.
That is a good one. So let me first add one more time, right? That is a good question. Let's see what happens. Does anybody want to take a guess? I know the answer, but does anybody want to take a guess before I run it? So you understand his question, right? Ravi is asking if there are more than one value of the same duplicates basically, and you're using remove, will it remove both or will it remove just one, and which one?
It will remove first from
exactly.
left.
Yeah, that is correct. Remove the first occurrence. See, you had in the original both, and then you remove only one.
And if you want to remove 2 times means, say one more.
You'll have to run it again, I think, or you'll have to run a loop where you'll particularly give only Python, and you'll say that, hey, for all occurrences of Python, use remove.
Slice works here.
Sorry, what works?
Slicing. No, I think.
Yeah, slicing we just saw, right? Same thing, same concept. No difference.
No, in here actually, remove dot something like this. You put like colon and Python. It will
Yeah,
remove
it should
functions
work.
like.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, right? This is just the value you're giving. It should. I mean, you're asking about this, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. But you're again missing the point. Right now, it's a small list, and you can count that it is 3. When if it's thousands, then you won't be able to do this, right?
We can use
So
length function. Right.
yeah, length will give you the whole length. So you're not understanding. So okay, let
I
me
think
give it.
count we can
Yes,
put
count
10.
will tell you. No, count will tell you that how many Pythons are there. So if you
Okay.
do dot count, it will tell you 10 or 2 in this case, for example. So again, you need to know for loop for all your questions, Ravi. That's why I'm parking your questions till we get to for loop. So for for loop, it's very easy. What you said, right? Length of string, that is used for running the for loop. So for loop will start from 0 to your length of string minus 1. Oh, not string here, sorry, length of list. And then you would simply search using one of the inbuilt functions that if Python exists, then simply either pop or remove. That's it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
becomes
That's
so easy. But right now in this example, I don't want to confuse people with for loop. So let's not, go with that. But all your points are valid.
yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. No worries. All right. So I guess, what is the time now? Oh, we got some good stuff today. So anybody has any questions with the list so far, whatever we discussed? I'm not going to go further now, but I want people to understand this very well. I know so many people understood. Ravi, Tushar, all of you guys, Ashish, good job. Yeah, Sriram, go ahead.
Previously, we discussed about step concept, right? Like Ravi asked me to that they want to for step by step.
Step by step, as in? I didn't. You want me to
I
explain
mean
this
that
step by step?
Means employee in ID and after that employee. Previously, we discussed.
Sorry, which one? This is the one, right?
He's saying line by line. You want that output.
Line by line.
You're saying
Line by line.
Oh, you want John, then 41515, and then this? Is
Yeah,
that what
yeah.
you're saying?
No,
Yeah, why
for that, what I understand, I think is that previously which I seen that in that where we can require that next line, we can use as a backward step in.
You always confuse with C++ and C, man. That slash and new line character is a C thing. So don't get confused with that. That doesn't work here.
In some
But you
videos,
can,
I watched that and as well as I used it. It will be
in
coming
Python?
as an extra. Yeah, in Python
No,
itself.
Python doesn't use this. See, it is giving you
Yeah,
right away error.
I seen in
So
one video.
maybe it was a different implementation or something else, but this won't work. I'm pretty sure on that. See, the VS Code itself is saying it's an error.
I seen
Send me what you have. I'll take a look at it, what you're saying. Maybe you're saying something else. You're not able to explain.
I think that it will
But
be complete the sentence. I can able
new
to.
line character he is saying, Ankit.
yeah, new line character is saying, but slash n doesn't work as far as I know. Let's
Because
see what is
that was
the
with the dot join method.
new line Python. See, what does it say? Let's see. Oh, dot join. I think now what he's saying is, okay, I think this is what he means. So if you wanted to print it like this, like hello in one word and world in another one, no, it doesn't show me. So it works with the formatting of the string. See, you need to give format identifier. We'll talk about F strings, but I haven't never seen without an F string. I'm just seeing for an example if it works without F string. So simply put, and Tushar and you guys can understand, F string is nothing but basically it is just going to print exactly what you want with anything that backslash. So not just n, any backslash character would work. Basically the escape character, sorry. So you guys might know, right? This is an escape character. So anything after that is not treated as the real thing, but they have different meanings. So for example, N means next line. T means tab. So that is what they're saying. And for that you need F, but I have never seen an example where what Sriram is saying. Yeah, this is another way. Yeah, I don't see an
Will be
example like
statement
that here.
for you.
No, this is reading the lines. So what they're telling me is, if you had this character in the input, then how you read lines. But it's not showing me how to use this character in Python. I've never come across one. Let's see what Stack Overflow says. So guys, this is for people who don't know, Stack Overflow is one of your very good websites. I follow it all the time.
It's very good for finding answers to troubleshoot
Yes,
anything.
it's like your another Bible.
Because everybody has the answer there. Anybody
Right. Yeah, I don't see this here. Let me research on that. Yeah, it is used with replace, I can see. So all it means is that you're replacing the space with, the new line with space. Maybe it is used with split. Somebody split, right? Employee dot. Oh, there's no split here. That is in strings then. Yeah, I'll think about a use case, Sriram, and then I'll let you know.
However, one more thing, /t also.
Yeah, /t is the same thing as slash and just a tab and new line. So if one works, everything works the same way.
So Ankit, I have one more the last out actually. So here in list all the operators will works, or we have any, so like we learned all operators, right?
Yes, we're going to talk about it tomorrow. Yeah, so we'll talk about it tomorrow for sure. List operators. Good point. Yeah, I wanted to talk it today, but it's already too late. Actually, the list within list is also pending. I'm going to put a note here, otherwise I'll forget. Tushar asked me that, right? It's a very interesting concept. Yeah, any questions in today's session, guys? List within list and list operations or operands we'll talk. All right, I'm guessing there's no question then. So guys, we'll meet on Monday and it'll be at same time, which is I think 10:30 p.m. IST. So everybody who's in different time zone, just use that. I am in Eastern time zone and it is at 12 Eastern in
So
the daytime.
is it actually on Monday, Ankit? Because I'm in Eastern too. I'm in New York.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday,
same
Friday,
day,
and
but,
going on now Saturdays also.
yeah, a little time different, right?
No, same time. We've been doing the same time every day.
Oh, I was talking about the time zone. This is our time. Even me, Nikhil, I know Nikhil. We have the same time here in
Yeah,
Eastern.
you're in New York, right? So it's Eastern. Yeah, I'm in Eastern too. I'm in Boston actually.
Same time zone.
Same time, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I just say IST because that makes it easy, right? Most of us are
It
from
makes it
India.
easier. A lot of people are
Yeah.
in here from IST time zone.
Exactly. And I actually appreciate guys because it's what 11:30 now in the India time. Oh, it's
11:52.
almost 12. Yeah. So you guys are stacking up. So that tells me you guys are serious about it.
Dedicated. Everyone is dedicated.
Ankit, tomorrow no classes.
Yeah, Sunday I want you guys to practice. Give me one day.
Thank you. Sorry. Sorry.
We'll do.
Okay, thank you.
If need be, we'll do it going forward. But I think it's a lot for you guys to grasp. First, practice the strings that we discussed, the indexes and start index, end index, that stuff. Make yourself fluent. Then practice this list. See, we had so many good questions today. So practice all those questions. Make this even bigger list and practice it. Practice, guys. That will make you much better. I don't want to rush up things.
Yeah, today's class was really interesting. Thank you, Ankit.
Sure. I actually had to think about that string thing because yesterday I could feel everybody was so silent. I was like, oh man, these guys are not understanding. And I had to come up with something different. So I spent some time yesterday while I was working and I thought, okay, this is the best way to explain. Sure. You're welcome. I
New
just want
class.
you guys to understand. Yeah. What was that, Shreya? New class?
Nothing that I mean that means it will be look like a fresh means yesterday it will end of the time we will discuss that list, right? Tomorrow it will be
Right.
look like fresh.
Right. So yeah, that's the idea, guys. So guys, some people have pinged me that I didn't want to bring it up, but I just have to because I feel this group is really nice. My last batch was pretty different, but anyways, I'm not going to go that. But some people have individually pinged me that I go sometimes beyond the hour. I can't control on that. I mean, if you guys are ready to, extend the hour, I would really want to do that because sometimes, I'm explaining something. I cannot just abruptly end, hey, it's like there's no timer running, right? In fact, I'm spending more time by that. So if you guys are okay, I'd like to follow the same. But if everybody of you also think that no, it should be just by the
Yes.
hour, then
We should be okay because it's the you we are putting it forward on us, and
right.
you're
Yeah,
taking extended time apart from your work.
exactly.
That's the thing that we should appreciate more than anything,
Yeah, I'm not saying everybody did that for him. There were only few people, but I appreciate you saying that. So I just wanted to be sure I'm not doing what you guys don't want. Because I also felt that, if I just go by 1 hour, then it is like it's hard. I cannot stop in between, right? If I'm explaining something. So some days it will be an hour, some days it will be hour 15 minutes, hour 20 minutes, and that's how we will do it. If everybody's fine with that.
We have to say that thank you so much for Ankit giving.
Sure, Sriram. Thank you. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Means a lot. All right, guys. I'll share the session once it is converted, and have a good rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Sunday. Stay safe. Be very careful, guys. Yeah, thank you, guys. Take care.
Happy weekend,
Bye.
Ankit.
Thanks, Sriram. Thank you. You too.